Let's take a look at how to use GitHub Actions with Pulumi to do continuous deployment of cloud applications and infrastructure to your favorite cloud. In this case, we'll deploy a containerized Rails app to a Kubernetes cluster that uses a hosted PostgreSQL database. In the app directory, we have a standard Ruby on Rails app, and in the infrastructure directory, a Pulumi program defining the infrastructure requirements. Somebody's created a pull request to propose a deployment. In this case, it's just an edit to the Rails app's HTML. If we go back to the PR view, we'll see that the GitHub Actions have already run for this pull request. That includes, first and foremost, updating our staging environment with the changes. We can see over here on Pulumi's console, we can link to the app and see the app in action, and we see the changes have already been deployed. But what we'll also see is that Pulumi previewed the changes to tell us what would happen if we did merge into production. Now, we haven't actually done this yet, so when we go look at the application, we'll see that it's still the old boring to-do list application. But let's go back and see it looks good to us. It's going to make one update. So let's merge the pull request and see what happens. This is actually going to kick off the deployment to production now. We're just using a standard Git-based workflow to do deployments. Let's click here. We'll see the action is running. And if we go to the stack over in the Pulumi console, we'll see that indeed the deployment has begun. Now we can go look at the Docker build logs for our Rails application. We can even see some of the Kubernetes changes that are happening as they're happening. But once the deployment is done, we can now go back and click on the action and see over on GitHub, the action is indeed done. And we can see the logs there as well. But more importantly, the application is deployed. We can refresh and see that we've got our Kanban board now in production. So with that, you've seen GitHub Actions and Pulumi working together to do continuous deployment using Git-based workflows of any cloud application and infrastructure, regardless of which cloud you're using or which infrastructure you're making changes to.